welcome to my second part of my rant. This is going to be more talking about like the actual genre, the horror genre. Like I already got past the remake part, so I really don't think I'll be adding too much into that. Okay, here's my thing about the horror genre now. It's actually, in my opinion, the horror genre has really went downhill. And I'm not talking, no, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about the underground horror genre and the more obscure stuff. That has not went downhill. Actually, some of that stuff's gotten pretty damn good. Like, one I can really mention is the movie Fetus. That movie was fucking great. It was low budget, but it had a great story to it. I thought the story was more unique than most anything I've seen in a while. And the gore was amazing. There was something that was a little campy, a little corny, that wasn't quite realistic, but everything else made up for it, so it was a great movie. But if you look at, though, the past few years, all that these companies have been doing is trying to do PG-13 movies. Horror movies. They cut the fuck out of them. You know, like, for example, like, even though I don't want to get back to remakes, but like Prom Night. It was so tame compared to like the original. Very, very tame. You know? I just don't get that. Why? If they're fucking not old enough to get in, then don't fucking worry about that fucking audience. You know? I actually seen, what was it? Because I think Freddy vs. Jason was R. If I'm right, I don't think it was PG-13. Because it was pretty gory. But that movie, I haven't seen fucking kids in there. They were like 10 years old. I don't know how they got into the theater, but they got in, you know, and they watched it. And, you know, people need, and another thing I get sick of is the MPAA, how they've cut down these movies so much. They've been really bad since like the probably mid to late 90s, probably not mid to late 90s, sorry, mid to late 80s, more like the late 80s going into the early 90s. Ever since then, they've really started to be assholes about things. Like a movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. They butchered that fucking movie. And now, since they've been getting away with this for years, they butchered all these movies nowadays. They go after them. That's why I can see why, in some ways, some people just are like, just put it right to DVD. Let's not even worry about theaters. You know, because it's hard to take and actually for them to market anything that's not rated in theaters, because certain magazines or newspapers won't put advertisements in it. But you know, the MPAA doing what they do about cutting movies to death. These companies actually purposely doing where it's PG-13. I don't know, and another thing I get sick of is, most of you guys probably know about this too, is the DVDs that come out and they say unrated. That's about everything that comes out. All unrated means, just so you guys know this, is it never went into the MPAA. It means it did not have a rating with the MPAA. That's the reason why, like, the original Reanimator, it's actually unrated. It's always been unrated. You know, it's never been cut. You know, I think there are some deleted scenes, but that was just cut just because of timeline. And they just didn't work. But if you look at, none of the gore was ever cut out. But that's one thing I get sick of, a marketing scheme with that. Unrated. Okay? Or if they just put like 2 seconds of extra footage in the movie, they call it unrated, and it's nothing really different that really affected the movie. I don't know. This is kind of rambling at times. If you guys have already stayed this far into this video, congratulations. This is awesome. Hope you guys can actually last this long with it. But pretty much, it's just, I don't know. There's some great, I'll talk about the better parts of horror genre. Different companies that have been releasing them, like I think it's Massacre Video. I know they're not they're not so much be considered a distribution company, like say something like Anchor Bay, but it's a damn good web store where you can find some newer underground titles, which is awesome. There's some other companies I like that are out there. Well, it's cool that like different ones like Grindhouse release uncensored ones of them. Blue Underground, Snaps Films, Dark Sky Films. I was playing. I'm gonna find this. Anchor Bay used to be badass, which I will get to them in just a second. I want to tear them into an asshole again. I think it's some other good companies. Code Red. Brain Damage Films. They put out some good campy shit. You know, it's not all gonna be perfect, but it's still decent. Honestly, I'm can't quite think of really too many more right now. There's plenty more awesome ones out there, so don't worry about everybody. I do know about them. I just can't think of them right this second. Bonehouse Asia is another one. Definitely check out. It's some good Asian films. But let's get into Anchor Bay now. You know, here's my thing about Anchor Bay. It's already obnoxious that what they keep doing with their DVDs. Alright, they already released all the Hellraiser movies. They released 1 and 2, re-released on DVD. Just like they did with like what was it, Halloween 4, 5, and then the first movie. And then they made a stupid fucking box set with a mask on it. Ooh, awesome. A little mask on it, and it came with the Blu-ray of Halloween. And it was like, I think like $55, something like that. Expensive. And then now they're coming out with an obnoxious Hellraiser one. I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks like the box from the movie. And it comes with the first 2 movies, which I already own, and they're really cheap at the store, and the Blu-ray. That's what you get. And I think it's gonna be around the same price as the Halloween one. That's just ridiculous. I mean, they just keep trying to make more and more money off these moves that they keep just respawning out. Probably the only one that made any sense was the Evil Dead Ultimate Edition. That was cool. I liked the Ladies of the Evil Dead extra disc. That was awesome. It's cool that they had full screen and widescreen version. Which in ways, see, I've always seen that one in full screen for a long time in my life. Then I've seen it in widescreen. I like it in widescreen, of course, more. But I used to watch it in full screen all the time and liked it. But then they've quit distributing so many different titles. So like, one that just recently went out of print was The Entity. And you know how much that fucking movie goes for now? It's like, I think like $30 on up. They quit doing Neon Maniacs, The Vineyard. There's plenty more that they're gonna be doing. They're gonna pretty much be cutting soon, which is Hell Comes Frogtown. I think they're gonna be doing. Which, if you get a chance to, go on and get it as soon as you can. You see Hell Night. I'm trying to see from here what I got up there. It's discontinued. Probably Class of 1984 is going to be discontinued. Chud's going to be discontinued. They're pretty much getting rid of a lot of their stuff, which is sad, because now it's going to cost people an arm and a leg if they don't distribute it, or if someone else doesn't pick it up. Like, it'd be really cool if like Blue Underground could pick up some of those titles, like they have done with the other titles Anchor Bay quit producing, like Don't Torture a Duckling, House by the Cemetery, and so on and so forth, like Faulty Films, Argento Films. But I think if Blue Underground ever loses rights to Dario Films, I think it's MYA, MYA like films, they'll probably distribute those. Like they already have with like 2 of them. Well, one's a film, and I think one's a TV series or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys go right here because I'm about 10 minutes, and just tell you guys, I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing another rant on like the movie industry, but I'll find something else to do a rant about. And then if you guys made it to this point, thanks, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and you guys take it easy. And also, fuck remakes.